Hi everyone, so this is our last tutorial for this morning. We're looking at dividing decimal numbers, but we're going to use some long division at the moment for those of you who aren't too sure on that method. Now we're going to use the same calculation as we did for short division, so you can see the similarities and differences in our method. So that was 187.5 divided by 6. Okay, so we set it out in the same way as we would for short division. We've got 187.5 and we're dividing that by 6. Okay, so first of all, we look at how many groups of 6 can we make from 100? Well, that's none. Then we regroup our 100 for 10 tens, giving us 18 tens. And how many groups of 6 can we make from 18 tens? Well, we can make 3 groups. 3 times 6 is 18. Do we have any remainders? No. Okay, because that goes in perfectly. 3 lots of 6 is 18. So now we bring down the 7 digit to meet our remainders. Now in this case we have no remainders, so we're just looking at 7. So how many times does 6 go into 7, or how many groups of 6 can we make from 7? Well, that would be 1 group of 6, which is 6. So we subtract and we find our remainder of 1. Okay, then we bring down the 5 digit to meet our remainder of 1. So now we're looking at 15. Instead of writing our remainders up here like we do with short division, we're just calculating them by subtracting underneath. We're writing the multiple every time. So 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 1 is 6. So now 6 into 15 goes 2 times, which would be 12. We subtract and we find our remainder, which is 3. Okay? Now, we can't do 6 into 3 because it's our remainder, so we can add a 0 onto the end of our decimal number. We can keep adding zeros onto the end of a decimal number and it won't change the decimal number's value. So this 0 then comes down to meet the 3, which shows that we're looking at 30 hundredths. And 6 goes into 30 5 times. The multiple is 30 because it goes in perfectly. 6 times 5 is 30. And we have no remainders. And our calculation is finished. So the only difference between short division and long division is that you write your multiples down and you show it with a subtraction every time. Instead of writing all of your remainders up here, you work them out using subtraction and you show them underneath. So it's just showing more of your working, but it still uses the same layout to start with and it still obviously finds the same answer.